the bat telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power! Fight the power!
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
So I accidentally put my lunch and my margarita on my business card, which means now I have to make it a tax write-off.
Oh my gosh.
That's what this video is for.
Hey, it's Brian and Bo from The Money Guy Show. The team has put together some tax videos, but I'll be honest, we did get out of them. It's not necessarily good stuff.
Brian, I am so excited because I love that we can speak into what's good and what's not out there on the internet to help you do money better. So with that, let's dive in.
There's only one car you buy and the rest you lease. 150,000, Range Rover, it weighs 6,000 pounds. Section 179 IRS says anything over 6,000 pounds, you can write off 100%. You could buy it on December 31st, write it off that year, even though you didn't even drive the car. Boom.
What?
$158,000 you get to write it off that day against your earned income. If you have self-employment money or an LLC producing other income. I would pay cash for the Range Rover. We did. But the Cullinan that I have is a lease vehicle. I leased it with no money. I put it on a 24-month lease, never longer than that. Whatever the payment is, if you can't handle that payment, don't do it. And then every 24 months, I trade that car in. Why do I do a lease rather than own? Because I can write off 100% of that lease payment every month against my business income.
Grant is one of those guys. He throws out some good stuff, but he also throws out some stuff that's got a lot of shades of gray.
Lots of gray.
And when he's spot on that, look, when a vehicle weighs over 6,000 pounds, it's one of those little quirks of the tax code that now qualifies as a piece of equipment or machinery that you can accelerate the depreciation through that Section 179. The part he's failing to mention when he says 100% deductible is that it's going to make you track the mileage. You're going to have to compare what's business use, what's personal use, and so forth. And for a lot of people, it's hard to reach 100%. First of all, you can't even consider this unless it exceeds 50%. So the fact that he says you don't even have to drive it unless you're making YouTube videos or other things like grants, maybe he's got some way that he can justify it. But if you're running just a small business, I don't know that it necessarily works for you.
Who wants to have an auto payment every single month for as long as you exist? He said, I'm going to lease it for 24 months, no more. Then I'm just going to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You know what's better than that, in my opinion? Buy a reasonable, affordable car today, pay cash for it, have no payments, drive that car for 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and don't be wasting money on the automobile. Yeah, so what if it's 100% deductible? Because
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason back in the building. You already know what it is. New week, more topics. And it's tax season. Before I introduce my special guest for today, don't forget, I need everybody to go get those tickets. The tickets are selling. Get the tickets now while there's still tickets to be got. Of course, myself and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, and I are doing a relationship roundtable where we're bringing the insight and the expertise of clinicians and comedians together. It's going to be a unique night at the Miracle Theater, May 31st, 7 p.m. You should go to I think it's themiracleinglewood.com. That is the website. Go there, click events, scroll down. You'll see me and Ray Grady for May 31st. Buy your tickets now. Get them now because tickets are moving rather quickly. Now, on to my guest. You've heard his commercials here. You've heard him on the show several times. I think this is his third time on. This is my friend. This is somebody I know personally. Someone who's helped me personally. Brother Charles T. Almond is in the building to answer your tax questions. We are in tax season. Brother Charles, how are you?
Happy middle of tax season, Zoe. Doing good on the East Coast. How about you?
Man, I'm alive and well. We got a little bit of time. And you saw that first, or you heard that first clip where they were breaking down some of Grant Cardone's ideas about taxes. How does a couple that are social media influencers that get money from different revenue streams, how are they to maximize their taxes as a couple? Maybe they're married, maybe they're not. How do they separate that stuff and actually, get the most from the IRS during tax season in that type of mixed relationship? What are your thoughts?
If it's an avalanche, if they're really kicking it, if they're doing $300,000-$400,000 a year, they need to consider a C corporation. Don't take it on a 1040. Taking it on the 1040 is taking it straight up the nose. You come away with two black eyes on the tax rate. They just need to put the entity's consideration before the taxes consideration. So if they do a C corp, which is a smart, flat tax way to go, then they have to send W-9s out to the payors, to all the sponsors that they're involved with, that they're cash flowing off of, and have them send the 1099s every year to their C corp, flat tax it, and leave it off their 1040. That's the best rule possible. Go for the lowest tax.
It seems that do you think it's a good idea to even get in a relationship with someone on a business side and then that business relationship turns intimate unless you guys are looking to be married? Do you think that's a good idea? Should you get into business with someone before actually marrying them? Because I just feel like the marriage is a business, but if you guys are not married and you're in business and you get intimate, they say don't mix the two. Wouldn't that be problematic?
Yes, and it proves to be problematic. But guess what? Somebody who's been 40-plus years in the business could tell you a basic way to think. If you've got two seasoned professionals, late 40s, early 50s, they've been killing it, they're good at what they do, I think there's a relatively low risk for them to combine. in marriage or out of marriage, combine a business interest into one entity or have a joint venture between two entities. I see very little risk because they're seasoned, they're adults, they know what they're doing, they've got enough money to pay advisors to know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You take two 25-year-old influencers,
Ooh.
I think you're looking for trouble because as they're growing up, they're going to disagree about more and more things. Money really turns. I would tell you the older you get, money has less influence over your life and your opinions and what's important because you're settled in. You're settled into a norm. You know what you're doing. Everything's good. When you're 25, 30, is it Ferrari or Lamborghini? And if your female partner wants a Ferrari and you get a Lamborghini, well, it's just gone the wrong way.
So what happens if you're not married and you fall out with this person that you've established a C Corp with? What is the best way to end things in that kind of breakdown amicably? What is the best way?
A prenup in a C Corp is a shareholders agreement. If you get a shareholders agreement, which everybody advises you to do, even on the internet when you get your entity charter, they talk about your articles of incorporation. Everybody should have them. They're free. Go on the internet. You've got 38 flavors of operating agreements, of articles of incorporation. These basic rules, you decide what everybody's happy, everybody's walking down the aisle, so to speak, with this business notion, venture, opportunity to cash flow and to make good money. Put it in the articles while everybody's happy, and then if it goes sour, then everybody lives by how it was in the early days, and everybody gets out alive.
Wow.
So everybody gets out alive.
Everybody gets out alive is the best way. Can you do me a favor and let the audience know where they can find you? We play your commercial every single day for the past month and a half now. I love hearing the commercial. It's one of those old school commercials. But can you explain what it is that you do and how people can get in contact with you right now?
My firm has created a moving sidewalk through IRS tax debt. In one day, you can have, I don't care how much tax debt, you can have $10,000, $100,000, $1 million of tax debt. Come to taxclosure.org. That's who we are. That's what we're doing right now. And for one small flat rate, $1,000, you can't hire an attorney to tell you what time it is for $1,000. But for 42 years of experience is going to tell you how to eliminate, to settle, to get your tax debt under control, walk away with a smile on your face every time. We've operated for 42 years, so we're the only firm in America that has zero complaints. Look at all these other people that are advertising. Their complaints are in the hundreds and in the thousands. I'm telling you, you come to taxclosure.org with an IRS tax debt, you're going to go through it in about 60, 75 minutes, and you're going to want to throw a party and start kissing good-looking girls, and girls start kissing good-looking guys.
And you know what's crazy? Let me just say, I think you told me this before. There's like 100 million people in America that have tax debt. Is that true?
That is true. You know, now, the one thing, if you go to the library and try to catch me, you can't catch me because I'm also including the underground economy. Nobody's logged the underground economy. IRS has to go to Congress every year, and every commissioner of IRS says, well, we figure there's about 10%. Well, I don't agree with that. I think it's 3 times that. So I'm taking a realistic view of what's going on in America because I have a vantage point of helping more people with their tax problems than any other firm, if by no other reason by our longevity. And I would tell you, you add in all the people that haven't filed their taxes years ago, today, this year, when it's due on April 15th, if they just don't file, they fall into the underground economy. So if you add those two things, you take the above ground economy, everybody that's filing a tax return, and they should, and God bless them, And the ones that aren't, you add it up, it's 100 million people owe the IRS.
Wow.
And there's 100 million people I'm out there to help, because I don't care if you filed or not filed. You go out and file a tax return. Go to any of these tax preparers. Just get some tax returns filed. File them. IRS is going to send you a bill. When you get your bill, go to taxclosure.org, and IRS 9 times out of 10 will waive collection. You can owe $37,000. You can owe $75,000. 9 out of 10 times, IRS will grant a waiver of your payment. 10% of the time, you'll get the lowest pay plan authorized by U.S. law. So you can't lose. There's no lose here.
Wow. I'd love to hear it. If you guys have any questions for my good friend Charles T. Allman, just call in. You already doing your taxes, right? I know you're doing your taxes, or you already did your taxes, or you're just getting started, or you. If you have any questions, you might want to call him right while we have him on for the first hour. The second hour, we have a totally different topic, but I wanted to bring Charles on because I told him I would, and it's tax season. So it's important that we use this resource to get some understanding around taxes, because a lot of people, might not feel comfortable doing their taxes, or might be behind, might be embarrassed. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we'll be asking Charles some more questions, and you have an opportunity to do the same. Call us.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
The revolution will not be televised.
What's up? It is Killer Mike, also known as Michael Render, and I'm encouraging you to listen to more, not less, of Truth Time with Dr. Cornel West and Senator Nina Turner on KBLA Talk 1580.
You into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PEC to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PEC to 321-321. That's PEC to 321-321.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yet our best trained, best educated, best equipped, best prepared troops refuse to fight. Matter of fact, it's safe to say that they would rather switch than fight.
everything that you've learned about finance is backwards from how it really is. You've been taught, as was I, as was Sterling, earn more money. The more money you earn, the more power or influence or ability to get rich that you can have. That's not true. The more money you earn, the more it's taxed.
I was thinking about the health insurance deduction, and maybe we could talk a little bit about how that works if people have different options, like if they have a C Corp or a sole proprietorship or an LLC, because there is different rules around the actual insurance itself, correct?
Yes. And because this is where, if you're a business owner, you get to double dip. And we always are talking about how the tax code is not, thanks, Kenny, I see that. The tax code is not set up in a way that's just, it goes up if you make more money. It's not set up so that, rich people don't pay tax. That's not actually true. Rich people pay the highest, worst case tax if they're not structured correctly. Now, most rich people know better than to actually make money. That's why they don't pay tax. Wow. If you don't make money, you don't pay tax. That's kind of how it goes. So the benefit of the tax code always comes to makers in the economy. And makers are people who are creating jobs, who are making widgets, who are benefiting the economy. Takers are the people who have jobs and don't benefit the economy, and they're always going to get hammered with taxation. So when we start talking about, as we have been continuing to talk in this podcast about how do we stack cash without having to hand it over to the IRS, to the taxes, look, everything that you've learned about finance is backwards from how it really is. You've been taught, as was I, as was Sterling, hey, earn more money. The more money you earn, the more power or influence or ability to get rich or whatever, wealthy, that you can have. But folks, that's not true. The more...
Man, I'm on here with my good friend Charles T. Allman. Charles, did you hear that clip? What are your thoughts?
He's got a lot of things right.
What did he get right and what did he get wrong?
He got right that it's exorbitantly expensive to climb the tax brackets as an individual 1040 filer. Mm-hmm. He talked about having a C Corp, going into a C Corp, getting that flat tax, and then earn. If you're doing $10 million a year or you're doing $20 million a year, you're paying a flat tax. If you throw that on a 1040, you're going to bleed, my brother.
You're going to bleed is what you said?
You're going to bleed.
Wow.
Choose the right way to take the money. That's fundamental. That should be taught in grade school.
He basically said we were taught in reverse. Go get as much money as you can. But really, it's how you position that money. Is that it?
How you receive it is how you're going to end up paying it out.
Wow. How you receive it is how you're going to end up paying it out? Please expound more on that.
Well, again, choose your entity. Be tax wise. No, cut your cloth. If you at a certain level, it's good to go ahead and take it as individuals. But there's a point of equilibrium, and any CPA or attorney or some very experienced tax practitioners can do. They can take your facts and circumstances, put it on a yellow sheet of paper, and tell you, we're going to keep you on your 1040 Schedule C, and everything's fine until you get to this point. Then we're going to put you in a new entity that's going to take the money in under the new entity, and you're never going to see the income in your 1040 again, except when you gate it in. When you decide how much you want to throw on that 1040, it's your choice, it's your option, it's your discretion, and that's the maximum tax-wise way to do it.
Wow. This is heavy stuff. Now, let's just shift really quickly. What if I'm a social media influencer, right? And I have multiple streams of income, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of these different places. what tax forms do I need to use for my income as a social media influencer if I have all of these multiple streams?
In the very beginning, I mean, year 1, 2, 3, and 4, probably you're going to do Schedule C. But again, once you get a little heavier income, once you get up there where you're going to crest $1 million of gross receipts, and influencers can do that in year 2. They can when they catch on fire, they catch on fire.
Right.
And if they're on fire, then that's when they need to change the recipient from themselves to their C Corp and let it ride.
Change the recipient from your person to a corporation.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Now, I'm sure many people are hip to that at this stage of the game, but like you said, sometimes when you take off, and a lot of social media folks, they will take off and skyrocket up, there's a big payment at the end of that fiscal year, right? When it's time to do your taxes, you find, I did $4 million this year. How much of that goes to the government?
If it's on a Schedule C, on a 1040, I think the maximum tax rate's around 37% right now versus a corporation is at 21%.
Wow.
That's why you don't need to wait until March or April of every year to get your wake-up call. If you've got that kind of cash flow, you need to have a professional relationship with a CPA or somebody who's really experienced in the tax trade. I'm not going to give all the business to CPAs.
Don't give all the business. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere, Charles. You're cooking right now. When we come forward, if you have questions from my good friend Charles T. Allman, now's the time to call him 1-800-920-1580. Let's get it.
Think of change, nothing strange. People, we are the same. No, we're not the same, cause we don't know the game. What we need is awareness. We can't get careless. You say, what is this? My beloved, let's get down to business. Mental self-defense of fitness. Don't rush the show. You got to go for what you know to make everybody see.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Dallas, Texas honored its first black police officer, William McDuff, over a century after his death. McDuff, who served in the late 1800s, was murdered weeks after taking office. The city recognized his contributions and the mystery of his story. Education Secretary Linda McMahon stated that federal funding for essential education programs will continue even as the Trump administration moves to shut down the Department of Education. Programs will be transferred to other agencies for efficiency. Tuberculosis cases in the U.S. are at their highest in over a dozen years, with over 10,000 cases reported last year, an 8% increase from 2023. And a federal judge dismissed a copyright lawsuit against Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, ruling that music experts couldn't prove enough similarity between her song and one by Louisiana songwriter Vince Vance. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Join in on a historical day on March 28th when your world champion Dodgers receive their World Series rings in a special pregame ceremony. Be part of history and join the celebration as the Boys in Blue cement their legacy among the all-time Dodger greats. Visit Dodgers.com/tickets.
Yeah, yo, come on. Here come the drums.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey!
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power!
The Eaton Canyon fire devastated many black families in Altadena, taking more than just homes. It took memories, legacies, and generational wealth. The heart of a black community is now in jeopardy, but Justice Coalition, led by Gage and King LA Lawyers for the People, are here to help. If you've lost your home, We are standing by to hold insurance companies and utilities accountable for the damage caused. When the community suffers, we all suffer. Together, we can rebuild what was lost. Your recovery starts today. Call 626-429-1259. That's 626-429-1259. Or visit www.eatonfirelawyers.net. Justice Coalition, Gage and King, LA Lawyers for the People. We got you. Call 626-429-1259. Visit www.eatonfirelawyers.net. Again, 626-429-1259. This is attorney advertising. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Legal representation is provided by licensed attorneys.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult a doctor prior to use.
If you've struggled to lose weight in the past, this important message is for you because you could lose as much as 50 pounds or more with Zelfie. Zelfie makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelfie providers can prescribe FDA-approved GLP-1 weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others. Plus, help get the medication covered by insurance so it's as little as $0 a month.
The doctors are super helpful, and the meds have been a game changer. It's the first program I've had success with.
Before Zelfie, I was unable to lose weight, even though I was eating healthy and exercising 6 days a week. Zelfie helped me not only lose weight, but I feel so much better.
Text GOAL to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy or Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text GOAL to 200-300. That's GOAL to 200-300. GOAL to 200-300.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach? Transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal? Prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, Rockin', what's up? Yo, I'm doing the knowledge, E, man. I'm trying to get paid in full. Well, check this out. Since Norby Walters is our agency, right? True. Kara Lewis is our agent. Word up. Zakia and 4th and Broadway is our record company. Indeed. Okay, so who we rolling with then? We rolling with Rush, our Rush Town Management. So check this out. Since we talking over this deaf beat right here that I put together, I want to hear some of them deaf rhymes. You know what I'm saying? And together, we can get paid in full. Thinking of a master plan, cause ain't nothing but sweat inside my hand. So I dig into my pocket, all my money spent. So I get deeper, but still coming up with lint. So I start my mission, leave my residence, thinking how could I get some dead presidents. I need money. I used to be a stick-up kid, so I think of all the devious things I did. I used to roll up, this is a hole up. Ain't nothing funny, stop smiling. We still don't nothing move but the money. But now I learn to earn cause I'm righteous. I feel great, so maybe I might just search for a 9 to 5. If I strive, then maybe I'll stay alive. So I'll walk up the street.
First, I called a couple years ago and paid off my house. So thank you.
Way to go.
Your advice. So very exciting.
How's that feel?
So really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
What's the house worth?
Years, so we bought our house for $322, and now it's worth over $700.
Yeah. Wow. Love it.
So yeah, super exciting. So a couple years out, and now I'm, doing pretty well, thinking about my future. I've got 2 children. I'm married. And I pay a tremendous amount of money on taxes, and just wanted to know, are there any strategies that I can use to mitigate that or make my money work for me and my family and our future?
Move out of New York is one.
I know.
That may not be a viable option.
You were going to say that.
Yeah.
That's the smart aleck answer.
I know. It's a Southerner joke. I apologize. It's insensitive is actually what it is, because you live there.
No, I agree with that. I wish I could.
There you go.
Okay, so the thing a mistake that people make when we get mad about taxes, and I'm as mad as anybody about taxes. I hate them. But the mistake that we can make is we start doing things that don't make good business sense or economic sense, all in the name of saving taxes. Okay? Mm-hmm. You don't want to do that. Okay? Right. So don't get so motivated by this that you get yourself in trouble. So, that you get yourself into some bad.
I want to pay my fair share, not 52%.
No, that's not the point. It's not about your fair share. No, anybody that pays federal income tax pays more than their fair share, because 48% of the people in the United States of America pay 0 federal income tax. That is not fair.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very interesting. We got our guy on the line, Charles T. Allman. Charles, is that correct? 48% of people don't pay taxes?
I don't think you could find that printed anywhere, so you take it from there.
That's why I got you on the show, Charles. Listen, so social media people, such as myself, social influencers, we might get gifts. Are they deductible, or are there any deductions available for influencers, right? And if so, how can they claim them?
Yeah, there's a golden rule. It's Section 212 in the Internal Revenue Code. And anybody that's worth their salt helping you prepare taxes should know it. And if they don't know any other statutes in the Internal Revenue Code, they should know Section 212. And it states simply, any expense incurred in the production of income is a tax deduction.
That's it.
Just go build your barn on Section 212, and you asked me particulars. Sometimes there's some rules to the write-off, like can you buy center court seats and give them away?
No.
Well, if it's for people you're doing business with, yes.
Oh, really?
If it's family, friends, and neighbors, it's no. All you have to do is make sure that there's a business purpose, and you've got the world by its tail.
I love it. I love it. Charles T. Allman, can you give us your website one more time, bro?
We're at taxclosure.org, and if anybody out in your listening audience owes the IRS money, they need to run, not walk, to taxclosure.org and get in good standing today.
All right, we got somebody on the line from Orlando, Florida. David from Orlando, Florida, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, Zoe, man, to be 1,000% honest with you, I didn't even hear the topic. It's just a pleasure and honor just to be on the phone with you. I think I chatted to you. You told me to call that, man.
Yeah.
You saved my life mentally and spiritually. One of my closest friends who's going through a lot of mental hurdles spiritually, ironically, is the one that put me on to you, man. I remember the first time I heard your show when you mentioned Krishnamurti.
Yeah.
Krishnamurti, you went into different topics and different walks of faith, and it was so just seamless and not intimidating and not coming from a place of critique. You feel like the the uncle everybody wants.
Hey, brother, I appreciate that.
Admit it, you know?
I appreciate that, brother. I really do, David. Man, listen, man, I'm here Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. You can call in anytime, brother, and chop it up with me. You know that, right?
Yeah, so that's love, man. I genuinely appreciate you. Of course, like a lot of callers say, I feel like I already know you just because I listen to you every day, and your wisdom speaks right, not to me, but through me.
Ah, wow. Thank you, brother. That means a lot. Guess what you just did, David?
What I do, sir?
You brought Orlando, Florida in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580. Big up, David. We appreciate it. Now back to the topic, because I'm learning here. I brought my guy on here to teach me about some of the pitfalls, because I'm talking to people at the Cigar Lounge daily, and I'm asking them questions about taxes, and a lot of people seem to be very, I guess, nervous around this time. And let me just say, if you have a corporation, a lot of people feel like they won't get a return. Is that always the case? And how do you, I don't want you to get into specifics, but, well, kind of I do. How do you make sure that you get a return even if you're on a Schedule C, or, your corporation is taking in the money and not the individual? Talk to me about that.
Well, let's use the right word. You're talking about refund. Return. Everybody says return, but the word is refund. Okay,
refund.
Let's start there.
Let's go.
Okay, so nobody gets a refund unless they put money in Uncle Sam's pocket.
Talk to us. Come on.
Okay, you're going to put money in Uncle Sam's pocket because you're a W-2 employee and the employer wage withholds at the source. All the employers take money out of your paycheck. That's the difference between what your gross paycheck and your net paycheck is. But 2/3, as you know, Zoe, 2/3 of America's 1099.
Right.
And the reason that none of these 1099 2/3 of America are not getting refunds is because they're not paying in estimated tax. Nobody's paying an estimated tax. Are you supposed to? Yes. But the government prints a report every year. IRS prints a report called the Tax Data Report, sends it to Congress, House Ways and Means, Senate Finance Committee, and reports on all the activity for the year prior, for the fiscal year. And never in the history of America has there been more than 8% of Americans making estimated tax. So you do the math. 2/3 of America are making 1099 non-withheld income, and only 8% of them, give them academically, the whole 8% of the 2/3 of the self-employed individuals, 1099 workers, are making estimated tax payments. Nobody's getting refunds. Nobody's getting refunds because there is no refund unless you pay more money into the IRS as an estimated tax than you actually owe. And I can't tell you that I know anybody, and we've handled more taxpayers' cases than anybody in America. I can't tell you anybody who's a 1099 wage earner making estimated tax and getting a refund. It just doesn't happen.
Wow, that's heavy. We got a lot of questions. People are asking questions now. They're asking questions about, well, I'm going to ask the question, but we're going to answer it on the other side. And people are asking, how does child support adversely affect your taxes? We've heard that Donald Trump was proposing that the person who pays child support now gets to write the child off. Now, of course, that's just a proposal. It's not law yet, but I want to know, how does child support adversely affect your taxes? When we come forward, more from Charles T. Ullman.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. The Live Your Life organization mentors young women, helping them break negative mindsets and see beyond their surroundings. Through career exposure and hands-on training, they're encouraged to think big, stay focused, and make positive choices. Founded by Nikisha Mama Boo Smith, who transformed her life to become a community leader. Live Your Life is changing lives, but they need your help. They're raising funds to keep their new building open and expand their programs. Your donations will support food, clothes, hygiene products, and holiday giveaways. Visit liveyourlife32.com. That's LIVEYOLIFE32.com to help today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Bam! Out of nowhere. Crashed, hurt, don't panic, don't wait, don't call your insurance company. Call 877-CARE-LAW, the car accident attorneys who care about your case and win you the big money you deserve. Car accident, serious injury, other firms just handle cases. We own them at 877-CARE-LAW. We're the premier injury law firm with a powerhouse team of medical experts who prove your injuries, fight for your rights, and get you the max payout fast. No fees unless you win. Dial 877-CARE-LAW now or visit 877carelaw.com.
877-CARE-LAW, 877-CARE-LAW. Hurt in a crash, don't stall, just call 877-CARE-LAW. Faster wins, bigger pay. After an accident, call right away. 877-CARE-LAW, 877-CARE-LAW.
Car accident, injury, don't call your insurance company. Call one team, one win. 877-CARE-LAW. Call now or go to 877carelaw.com.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Straight out of Compton is a crazy brother named Ice Cube. From the stupid dope gang with an attitude. When I'm caught off, I got a sword off. Kick knowledge and bodies all hauled off. You too, boy, if you get with me. The police are gonna have to come and get me off your back. That's how I'm going out. For the sucker duck brothers that's showing now. Some start to mumble, they wanna rumble. Mix 'em and cook 'em in a pot like gumbo. Going off on everybody like that. With bass, that's dropping in your face. So give it up, smooth.
I want to share with you a few tips on how to avoid taxes legally. My name is Brian Kim. My legal disclaimer is I am a certified public accountant, so I'm a CPA. I do encourage you to speak with your accountants. If you don't have one, then I hope you enjoy this free information. Before we begin, I do have a request. If I help you save money with this video, then my request is that you enjoy the money. Treat yourself out, help someone else out. The way I see it, I'm just happy that the money stays in your hands. It's better than having the IRS have your money, right?
What?
If you're making under $400,000 a year, this video is going to be perfect for you. That's because the reason why I'm saying that is if you make over $400,000 a year, then you could utilize more tax tricks. There's more tricks that are available to you.
I don't like it. When I hear the word tricks, I go right to Charles. Charles, there are no tax tricks, are there?
Yeah, the guy that's talking about tax tricks today is being tricked in jail tomorrow.
That's what I'm thinking, Charles. I was like, what? Tax tricks? No, there are no tricks.
You can't outrun karma.
This is our final 10 minutes, and I want to make sure we ask some really good questions. First and foremost, tell people your website again. We play your commercial every day right here on The Voice of Reason. But I want people to really engage with you because I got a chance to work with you, and you're a solid guy. And I don't endorse just anybody. People who know me know I'm very persnickety about the people I associate with. And Charles T. Almond is good in Zoe Williams' book. So how do they get in contact with you, number one?
It's taxclosure.org. And the biggest thing I can help your audience to know, and 2/3 of your audience is going to be all the way down the line, independent 1099 workers, is if you go to tax closure, if you owe money when your tax return's prepared, you have a choice. There's a crossroads. If you go left or right, you got a choice. There's a branch in the road. If you owe any amount of money, if you owe $7,500 on this year's tax, if you owe $17,000 or $75,000, you don't have to write IRS a check. When you send in the return, they're going to have a notice of balance due. You send in a tax closure form, and it's got equal dignity to the payment. Save your money, send in a form. Both the form and payment get you in good standing. Tax closure forms or cash. Most people are going to say, I'd rather send in a form than take the cash out of the bank. In both ways, you do a tax closure form or you send in a check. What do you think people are going to do, so? They're going to send in a form.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to send in the form. And for people who don't know, Charles was educated at Emory University. Am I correct?
Yes, correct. Emory School of Law.
So Charles is not a lightweight in this game. He's already told you he's been in business for 42 years. So this is why I've brought him onto the show to answer your questions. But many people, I think, are a little nervous to call in and ask those questions. But I'll ask for you. How do I keep track of my expenses related to social media activity? So if I have all of these different accounts, should I just turn all of that stuff over to a CPA, or should I just divvy out this information as it comes to me? What do you think?
You're living by a magnetic strip. That's how everybody's paying their bills. One way or another. You're going to magnetics click to pay. Every click to pay is going to hit a bank account, or it's going to hit your plastic card. You surrender all your click to pay accounts, whether it's just pure credit card or a debit card on bank accounts, over to your CPA or your tax preparer, and then they can just look at 12 different sheets of paper and cherry pick almost everything. Because you tell me, other than having a daily piece of bread, everything you do is for business.
Wow. So what if I'm unmarried? Can I claim a girlfriend, or can a girlfriend claim a boyfriend on their taxes as a dependent?
No, and you can't claim your pets either.
I mean, because people try any little trick, right?
Yeah, and the stupid ones are going to get the whiplash. I mean, whether you hit somebody in the back or they hit you in the back, there's going to be whiplash. You do something that stupid on a tax return, I guarantee whiplash.
But, okay, so the IRS does recognize domestic partners, though, right?
Yeah, as so far as you do married filing joint or married filing separate. That's the only place where it's relevant. So, is how you file, your status of filing. That's it. There's no other implication.
So is there ever a time a married couple should file separately?
Yes, when there's disproportionate income. If you yourself, like you are this really heavy influencer making lots of zeros, and you marry a woman that's a librarian and she's $12,000 a year, you're going to be in a much higher tax rate than a librarian's going to be at $12,000 a year. So, yes, you'll file married filing separate every time when there's large disproportionate income differences. Always file married filing because then you're bringing her into the high income brackets. You don't want the lower earning spouse to pay your higher income, so you file married filing separate.
Wow.
That's why it's there. That's why it's there.
Huh. I'm learning tonight. I hope you guys are learning. This is Charles T. Allman. I definitely want you guys to go to his website. One more time, the website, because I want people to hear from you. One more time, what is the website?
Taxclosure.org, and we are the moving sidewalk for IRS debt. Anybody that owes the IRS money, they come in, taxclosure.org, same day. They leave in good standing, and their tax is resolved.
Hey, Charles, let me just say this, man. I really appreciate you coming in today. This was great. Listen, up next, we got another topic. It's going to be fire, so do not change the dial. Hey, Charles, anytime you want to come back, you let me know. We set it up. We make it happen. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. Thank you, Brother Zoe. We'll talk next time.
All right, my friend. Hey, listen, the Voice of Reason is on complete fire tonight. But when we come back, we're going to shift gears. We're going into a totally different topic. Classic Voice of Reason. I'm not letting you off the hook. I gave you the tax information. Now it's time for the spirit information. Don't run from me. Don't run from me now. All right, it's time for that spirit work. Let's get that spirit work. When we come forward, the Voice of Reason will reveal what we'll be talking about tonight. Let's get it.
As I leave, believe I'm stomping, but when I come back, boy, I'm coming straight out of Compton. What's up?
Tell them where you from.
Straight out of Compton. A brother with his